Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what we do get from Jurgen Klopp, full strength side. It would appear available to him, and you think he's going to take full advantage of that, Stevie?
Well, why would he have 7 first-teamers rested against Benfica if he's not going to play his first team on Saturday? So, for me, the question is it Keita or is it Thiago? And is it Firmino or is it Jota? And either way, you're not losing anything. That's why I was saying if you look at the City lineup, which probably is going to be, you're losing a lot with the changes. Whatever decision Klopp makes or whatever way he goes, whether it's Firmino and Keita or not, he's not losing anything. And I would play Firmino, by the way, because of the problems that Liverpool had holding the ball against City. And if he's anywhere near his best, that'll be a huge difference, especially against a defence. There's going to be weakened, no question.
When we see the fact that they had a much smoother ride, we're just talking about that, the fact that Jurgen Klopp was able to rotate Nadem, do you think that that is going to play a big factor in this one, and that maybe Pep Guardiola will be looking at a bit longingly thinking they have an advantage in this aspect?
No, I think... For me, I think both managers are very good at just being able to handle their own side of things. And, there's no point saying, well, they've got an advantage because of this. I think they're going to prepare their side in a way whereby they want to go out and try and win the game. I think the only thing that maybe matters in my mind is the fact that Liverpool were based at home. So both Champions League games were difficult in their own sort of way. But for City to be in Madrid and then to be travelling around, that time can make a difference to certain people because you sort of have to adapt your plans based around it. So... say Liverpool making the changes in midweek. I thought, firstly, it's a brave call because the game wasn't done, even though they were the biggest side in that situation. But it worked out. You were able to rest some of your players. You were able to win the game. Well, not to win the game, to win the tie overall. So, it ticks the box, gets you into semi-final, and now gets you a significant piece of competition for the weekend because there were players like Firmino who did well in that week, who didn't start the week before. And now maybe there's an expectation because he's in good form. Maybe he can start the weekend. Maybe Jota's thinking maybe this is my turn to start tomorrow. So I think they're in a better spot. And as we'll see, according to predictions, I'm slightly leaning towards Liverpool this weekend, which is something I never thought I'd be saying on air, to be honest.
Well, we'll be getting those predictions in just a moment. But Craig, I just wanted to ask you, we did hear Jurgen Klopp at the top of the show, what he'd said about his side needing to step it up a level from the last game against City. What can they do better in this clash?
Keep the ball better, as Stevie said, and don't have more faith in trying to play out through the high press. And I'm not sure City will press as much as what they did early on at the Etihad, purely because of the reasons we've talked about with the schedule. But they'll still press to an extent, and I think Liverpool need to be less panicky in their possession. And I think that would have disappointed Jurgen Klopp, that at times it was just getting hoofed, particularly in the first 20 minutes. And so it just kept coming back at them and back at them and back at them. And so they need to do that better. And I agree with Stevie. I think there is a sense that when Liverpool don't have the ball, Thiago, the game passed them by a little bit. And maybe that's why Stevie's gone for Keita, possibly in the side, because he's more dynamic and get around, he can get up and down. Clearly he can't pass the ball like Thiago can, his quality on the ball, but you don't always have the ball when you're playing City, so there's another side to the game. So one or two little things, obviously, that he would not have been pleased with last week, but I think better possession, would be one of them, because they were, particularly in the first 20 minutes to half an hour, they just kept giving it back to City, and they're going to punish you when that happens.
Jurgen Klopp hasn't won the FA Cup with Liverpool, obviously. How important do you think it's going to be for them? Obviously, they're on course for a quadruple, but do you think he is completely serious about scooping this silverware this season?
Well, I think he is, but I think a lot of it is down to the way the games have fallen. City are going to make changes because, unfortunately for them, not just because of the opponent they had, but being away from home as well in the second leg, and the problems with the two legs, the way the game's fallen after playing Liverpool already. I think Klopp's just been a little fortunate the way that the fixtures have fallen for his team, that he can come into this semi-final not having a care about anything other than the FA Cup. Even previous years we've said he's not interested. He probably wasn't interested because it was the Premier League and the Champions League that were at the top of his list. Well, he's got these in the bag now. And he's now found himself in a position where he can go and win the FA Cup. And he's in a position where he can play his first team in the FA Cup in a semi-final against a team that he probably knows will not be at full strength. So I think 100% he's after the FA Cup.
So Stevie's obviously mentioned who he thinks is going to win. Nedum has too. We have got the predictions from our panellists, and it is very Liverpool heavy, shall I say. Nedum, Liverpool 2-1. Stevie, Liverpool 2-1. And Craig, Liverpool 3-2. Bit of a change from the Premier League meeting.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and of course, ESPN FC 7 days a week, subscribe to ESPN+.